Welcome all. So now we are going to start very important concept in finance, time value of money. The time value of money, which is a very important concept, and without learning about the time value of money, I think the discussion on any subject on the finance or the financial management will not be complete. This is basically you can call it as the backbone of any financial learning or the learning about the finance and the financial management. Without time value of money, you cannot complete any discussion on finance, you cannot take any financial decision, and we cannot arrive at on very reasonable conclusion that if you want to take any investment decision, if you want to take any yes or no decision with regard to any investment, then largely we have to take that decision in the light of the total discussion, which is in terms of the time value of money. Because value of the money changes as the time changes. Value of money is not static, because value of money is always dynamic. This concept is always dynamic. It changes, always changes. It does not remain static. It does not remain stable. Money as 100 rupee in hand today is not equal to the 100 rupee we are earning after 1 year. Number of reasons are there, number of factors are there. So when you talk about the time value of money, you talk about two important things: present value of the future earnings, or that present value of the future cash flows. And the second important concept is the future value of present cash flows, future value of the present cash flows. For example, we have 1000 rupees today. I have 1000 rupees today in my hands. I want to grow with that amount. Now I have different options. If I am totally risk averse, then what will happen? I will go deposit the 1000 rupees in the bank, and after depending upon the rate of interest, for example, if the simple rate of interest is 10%, then after 1 year, bank will give back me not 1000 rupees, but say it's 1100 rupees. So 10% addition they will make. So in a way, we call it as an addition earning on my investment that is at the rate of 10%. I have earned the interest on that 1000 rupees. So my 1000 rupees which I deposited in the bank today has become 1100 rupees. So that is on the one side called as an earning on my investment. But if you calculate in terms of the time value of money, then my 1000 rupees is equal to the 1000 rupees. 1000 rupees of today will be after 1 year equal to 1100 rupees, because the value of the 1000 rupees of today is equal to the value of the 1100 rupees after 1 year period of time. So why we want to means calculate the future value of the present amount, and why we want to say earn something on that, why we want to invest in such a manner that at least there is no appreciation in my investment, but at least there should not be any kind of the depreciation also, which is called is a real depreciation, because of the time factor that should also not be there. So after 1 year, when the bank is returning you back 1100 rupees against the investment of 1000 rupees, which we made today, they are not making any kind of obligation. They are returning you only 1000 rupees back. If you calculate that their value of that 1100 rupees after 1 year, that will be almost equal to that 1000 rupees. Because if they are returning you 1000 rupees, they taken today, and after 1 year they return you back 1000 rupees. It means we gave them 1000 rupees, and after 1 year they are returning me something lesser, maybe 900 rupees. Because the value of that 1000 rupees after 1 year will be equal to 900 rupees. So value of the money comes down with the period of time. Second important concept is that present value of the future. Present value of the future amount. So for example, we have the present value of the future amount, means that we use the concept in the project evaluation. When we go for any investment, business investment proposal, evaluation of business investment proposal, we call it as an independent project. maybe it is a addition of one new product into the existing line of the product, or maybe say you call it as a say vertical growth or horizontal growth, or maybe any kind of diversification the firm want to do when any new investment is planned. We want to add a new product into the existing say the product mix, or you want to move into a diversified area and you want to start the production of a new product at all every time. It is a new investment opportunity, new investment, and it has to be evaluated in the terms of new project. Once you have to evaluate it in terms of a new project, so what happens? There comes a question of the say evaluating it and trying to find out the whatever the investment we are making today in the project, the total funds which we are putting into the project, are we able to recover the minimum decision making criteria? Is that minimum that whatever investment I am making in this project today, that must be returned over a period of time when the cash flow from the project will be available. So for example, we have the say concept of the cash outflow and the cash inflow. Cash outflow and the cash inflow. This area is called cash outflow in 0 years, and this area is called cash inflow. So for example, there is a project which we want to start, and this project is, for example, we want to maybe start a new project. So when they wanted to have this project, so they thought that how amount they are going to invest in the current year in this period. We call it as divided into a number of years: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to have like this. So it means this is the current period, 0 period. Current period, 0 period is the current period, and these are the future periods: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 years. We can say that if we make an investment of this any amount in this present period, in the 0 period, in the current period, and then the foreseeable life of that project which will come into existing after this investment will be next 6 years, and all the 6 years over it will be giving us some cash flows back. So it means how much we are investing in the 0 period and how much it is returning with the life can be any number of years. For the foreseeable years, today we can see, look forward into the future, it only up to 6 years. So we have these 6 years we are seeing here that okay, it can run up to another 20 years, but I can say that yes, in the next 6 years, this is going to happen with the particular company, of particular this project. Now we have got 2 time periods. One is 0 time, one is a 0 time period, which is a current period, and these are a 6 future period, is a 6 years. I am making investment of, for example, 350 crores here. So this is my investment, and this will be known as the what we will call it as cash outflow. This will be called as cash outflow of 350 crores, which I am making in this period, that is in the 0 period. And over a period of this, you are going to get back 100 here, then you can you are going to back in the second year also 100, then you are going to get back again the 100, then you are going to get back here is a 150, then you are going to get back next year is also 150, and now you are going to get back is the total 200 crores are coming back to us. So after making this investment, how much 350 crore we are going to get back some amount here, and here that amount is available here sorry, amount is available to us over the period of time which we have assessed basically on some any estimate, and estimation is all based, means any estimation begins always with the forecasting of the sales. So if you sum it up, becomes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, then it is 450, then it becomes 600 plus 800. So you the total of the future cash inflow is total of 800. 800 is the total of the inflows. But would you call as this is 350 crore rupees and this is the 800 crore rupees, would you call it as that these 800 crore which we are earning over a period of 6 years is equal to the 800 crores? This 350 is equal to the 350 crores because 350 is equal to the 350 crores because this is currently in the zero period we are investing, so the time value of this money 350 crore is equal to 100%. That in the current period 350 crore I am selling out of my pocket, so this 350 crore rupees investment in the zero period, which is called as a cash outflow, will be called as 100% equivalent to 350 crore rupees. If I go with 350 crore rupees in the market, I can buy the goods and service worth this amount from the market, and no reduction in the value of this will be done by anybody. But this cash flow is coming to us over a period of 6 years. Total inflow is coming to us. This is called as cash inflow. That is called as cash inflow. So this is coming to us over a period of how many 6 years. In the first year, at the end of first year, after the operations of the first year, I am getting back 100 crores cash flow. I am talking about is not the profit. Second year we are getting another 100 crores. Third year we are getting another 100 crores, and then it is we are getting again the 150 and 200 crores. So now what I have to do is that 100 crores which are coming to me at the end of first year, next 1 year, that is not equal to 100 crore, it is something less than that. So I have to calculate the time value of money of the 100 crore. So it may be possible, this is not say 100 crore, but this is 80 crores. I assume that 80 crores, it is not approximate, it is not accurate amount. This is 70 crores, and this is further coming down is 60 crores. This comes out as plus 90 crores, and this comes up as again 80 crores, and this comes up as 120 crores. So this amount will be how much? This amount will become this 70 and this 80, 60, 90, 80 and 120. This is the discounted value amount of present value of the cash flow. The total of the amount is 500. Total of the present value or discounted value amount is 500. So how much I invested? I invested is 350 crores. This is my total investment. How much I got back is my total amount coming back. If that is rupees 500 crores. So we have to make a new present value analysis. We have to calculate the present value analysis. So my cash outflow and the discounted value of the present value of this, so total cash outflow is 350, and the present discounted value of the cash inflow over the period of 6 years is 500. So it means, what is the NPV? The NPV is 500 is the discounted value or present value of the cash inflow, future cash inflow, and 350 is our cash outflow or initial investment. So our net present value is 150 crores. So which is called as net present value of the project will be rupees 150 crore. This is called as rupees 150 crore, which is called as the net present value. This is called as the net present value. If you call as a present value, if you want to ask present value of this project is 500 crore. But if you want to calculate the net present value, then from the discounted value of the cash inflow, you have to subtract the present value of the cash outflow, and then that is the present value of the cash inflow minus present value of the cash outflow will become the net present value, and in this case this net present value become 150 crores. Now question arises that how this 100 crore came down to 80 crore, 100 crore came down to 70 crore, and we discount it against some discount factor, and discount factor normally basically the cost of capital. The cost of capital, because this 100 crore means simple, in the simple terms, I will take you to the intricacies of this time value of money in the literal meaning, in the literal financial language also, but in the simple term we can say that the present value of the future cash flow is the one important requirement working out those in the one important requirement, and the future value of the present cash flow is another important requirement. So in the time value of money we will learn both what do we mean by the future value of the present cash flow and what is do we mean by the present value of the future cash flow. This is a present value of future cash flow, so we have calculated and we are trying to find out a net present value. So whenever we take the decision about any kind of the project, we have discussed in the beginning, if you remember that discussion of this during the fundamentals of the financial management, I have told you that ultimately the objectives of the value maximization of the firm will be achieved if the total return, which means the reward of shareholders investment, which is returned back to the shareholders by the company over a period of time, is more than whatever the investment the shareholder have made in the company. So if, for example, the shareholder have invested 100 rupees, if you are returning 150 rupees back, so it means this is the 50 rupees is the reward of their investment, which they made into this company. This much of the risk they have taken and moved into the business and everything. So it means we have achieved that our objective, the value maximization, so shareholder wealth maximization we have attained. Same is a case here in every project. When we take the decision of the project, we apply the concept of the present value of the future cash flow. So present investment is equal to 100% future cash flows have to be discounted against some discount factor, and they have to be brought equal to present value of the future cash flow, so that both become comparable. Now how? Because you cannot compare the apples with the oranges and oranges with the banana is not possible. So what we have to do is, one is the present cash flow, another is the future cash flow. So how the present cash flow can be equal to future or vice versa? It is not possible. So you have to convert both into the present cash flow. So present is the present, that is there 350 crores. But the future is coming to us, which is estimated cash flow. You have to convert that into present, and then these two become comparable. So there we are able to take decision that if we are investing 350 crores and we are getting back 500 crores, so yes, we are going to have the net present value of the 150 crores. So project is worthwhile. Plus you can add up the value of over the next subsequent years also, which is not forcible here that we are seeing only the 6 years. The life of the project, but it may be possible project is running for the 20 years. So additional then, when the cash flow will come to us, they will keep on adding into the NPV, and this project will become more means worth taking up, or its economic might must further go up. So here lies the importance of the concept of the future value of the present cash flow and the present value of the future cash flow, and both the concepts are the two sides of the same coin, and here these two important concepts make the time value of money. And another important factor is inflation. Because of inflation, the value of money keeps on reducing. Inflation means the amount of goods and services which you can buy for a given amount of money today is compared to how much the amount of bundle of goods and services you can buy. A basket of goods and services can buy over the same amount of the money after 1 year. If you go with 100 rupees in the market and buy apples, for example, today you get say 1 kilogram of apple for 100 rupees, because the price of apple is 100 rupees today. But if you save that 100 rupees and say that okay, I will save these 100 rupees and I will consume the apple after 1 year, after 12 months, with the same 100 rupees, if you go to market and want to buy the apple, you may not end up buying 1 kilogram of the apple, but sometimes 800 grams or 700 grams or 750 grams of the apple. Because of the inflation, the price of the apple is gone up. So when the price of the apple has gone up, the value of your money has come down. That 100 rupees is 100 rupees, but the amount of the apple we are able to buy today. With that 100 rupees and the amount of the apple we are able to buy after 1 year, there is a difference in the quantity of the goods and services. So because of the inflation, because of the rising prices, when the say prices keep on rising, then the say demand for the money, more money is there, and the value of money is say continues going down. When the value of money reduces, you have to adjust the future cash flows with the present cash flow. So that we can say that at least I should be able to buy same amount of the apple, means 400 rupees. I am able to buy 1 kilogram of apple after 1 year. It may be possible that for buying 1 kilogram of apple, same amount of the apple you have to sell out the 150 rupees. So it means because of inflation, your 150 rupees of the next year are just equal to 100 rupees of this year. So because of three important reasons, the time value of money becomes important. Finally, I would say here many financial problems involve cash flows occurring at the different points of time. Because cash flow in the business occur at the different points of time. For evaluating such cash flow, an explicit consideration of time value of money is required. Explicit consideration of the time value of money is required if you make investment anywhere. Always think of your objective should be that if you are investing 1000 rupees and after 1 year or after 2 years, whatever the return means comes back to you, that is 1000 plus interest. If you discount that should be equal to the 1000 rupees of today. Because you have given the 1000 after 2 years, if you get back 1000, it means you have not getting back 1000, you are getting something less than the maybe 700 or 800. That become of inflation, the value of that 1000 has reduced to 700 rupees. So tools of compounding and discounting are important, which are very useful in finance from valuing securities. Share, what is the price of one share today that given 1000 rupees? How much shares you can buy today? You cannot buy maybe in the next year the same amount of the shares by the investment. So valuation of securities to analyzing project. I made the analysis of that the cash outflow and inflow from a project determining lease rental. When we are give anything on the list, how much rent I have to take monthly for means allowing somebody to use my asset, that allow keep on changing. Choosing the right financing instrument means if I want to borrow money, then maybe different sources, their rate of interest may change. So I have to choose the right amount of the financing, and there also the time value of money will be more important, because I have to see the rate of interest being charged by the different sources. Setting up loan amortization schedule and valuing the company. So for valuing of one stroke to valuing their company as a whole, time value of money is important. Everywhere when you will take any financial investment decision or financial management decision, every time we will be talking in terms of the present value of the future cash flow or the future value of the present cash flow. So this is just beginning about the time value of money. We will grow with this total discussion over a period of time, and by the end of when we will complete this discussion on the time value